Hey, you want to go on a road trip? It's going to be a fairly short live. I will lose reception probably right around arriving at Murdunna, which is where my beautiful sissy lives. Look at that sky. It's a stunning Sunday morning here in Tasmania, Australia. And I thought, well, going on a road trip, someone might want to join me. But also, I just wanted to have a quick chat about what I'm going to do a bit later on today, although looking at this day, I may not be doing it till tonight. I do want to re-kick my scam baiting, but the scam is a bit, I don't know, it's a weird one. But I really want to keep talking about the Johnny Depp trial, but I do want to have, we had a bit of fun with it last night because people have put out little songs and montages of him being hilarious in court. But it's obviously a very serious and very sad trial. And I do want to have a really good discussion today with everyone, more about the legal aspects of it and the reality of domestic violence, particularly in this instance against a man. It's a conversation that needs to be had more. Um, Domestic violence, or family violence as it's now called in Australia, is a heavily gendered issue. There's just no denying that. But men are victims of domestic violence as well, and we are watching a man who was horribly abused in that trial. So yeah, I'd like to talk about that today, but I'm just going to Murdunna. If anyone wants to cruise in and say g'day, that'd be cool. But if not, I'm just driving anyway. I'll enjoy the scenery. Just entering the coastal township of Carlton. Some of you have come with me on this drive before. I will be ending the live before I arrive at my sister's place, and but it's just such another stunning day. We're looking at a top of 18 degrees Celsius today, so it's not hot, but it's not cold. It's just that lovely sort of jeans and t-shirt kind of weather is how I describe it, because that's pretty much what I'm wearing. I'm actually wearing a tank top, but, I've got to show off my muscles, right? There's one lonely lurker. There's only one lonely lurker. It's the lovely Ruth. Hello, gorgeous. He's going to come on a little road trip with me. Just enjoy the scenery. It's a really lovely day down here today. Look at that sun. Big ball of yum in the sky. I love these sorts of days, like they're, clear sky, sun's out, but there's just that little bit of element of, I don't even want to say chill, but there's just that little element of cool reminding you that it is autumn. But it's pretty lush. I can't deny it. How have you been, Ruth? What have you been up to? Tell me your news. And I say that right as I turn into the direct sun. So blue skies, smart shining on me. Is it shining? Nothing but blue skies do I see. We're going the back way, the shortcut, you know. This drive has one of my most favourite views in Tasmania, like, oh, you're avoiding hospital. Oh, man. That doesn't sound good. To smile. Oh, my bracket's weird. I'm on a bit of a We're on a bit of a peaky angle. I'll sort that out when I stop up here. But yeah, one of my most favourite. I think Tassie's got so many beautiful spots, and it really it is the sort of place when you simply turn a corner, it's like, wow, another stunning view, as you would know more than most, Ruth. But one of my absolute favourite sweeping views is on this drive that you just come up to the crest of a hill and it's like, you're fucking kidding me. So I'm just going to put that back up. You're hiding from the nasty medics. Well, you keep hiding. I won't do a Where's Ruthie episode. I'm just hoping that there's no car behind me when we get up to that view so I can go really slowly and let everyone take it in. But usually when I try to do it, there's usually a car at my bum. So we'll see. It's a very naughty bracket. It's a very overworked bracket. I mean, it's been pretty loyal. I take it off road. You know, we've been on some rough terrain with it. It goes all right, and it's on like the sharpest angle I can get it on to give you that sort of view. And as a result, it's sort of constantly being pushed to its limits. But yeah, like anything on a bumpy road, it just loosens over time. Now we're in Carlton River. Carlton changed and added river because there's a river in this bit. I hope no one gets car sick because there's a bit of windy road. The Carlton River is to our right, and it's mirror glass this morning. Yeah, I mean, how can you ever complain living in a place like this? Like, seriously, I'm going to see my sister and I'm driving through the countryside with all these gorgeous views. It's still quite early for a Sunday morning. I mean, it's 9:30 in the morning here, but people are just sort of starting to get on with their Sundays. You know, they're starting to get out of bed. There's a bit of the river. We went past the house before and there was a mum out in the backyard with a cup of tea and a dressing gown and two kids playing on the little play equipment that she had in her backyard. And I'm like, what a typical Sunday morning scene. Do you need even more drugs to stop? Ask Johnny Depp. I don't know. You're being cryptic. I mean, I don't want you to tell your full story, but if the drugs are making you feel better, then keep taking them. That's what I'd suggest. This is unless it's heroin or ice. Oh, the car seat drugs. That's entirely up to you. The most windy bit of the trip is nearly over. I mean, there's still windy bits, but that's the windiest bit. So, yeah, I was going to do a live a little bit later today, but looking at the way the weather is, it's highly unlikely. I've got some boxes under the house that I need to flatten and take to the recycling depot. Our local shop has now got a battery recycling bin at the front, which is fantastic because we used to have to take them. Well, I used to have to take mine all the way to town. So I've got a little stockpile of batteries to drop in there. I'm in recycle mode today. And I might even see when the next sort of hard rubbish is and book my place in because I've got a few bits and pieces that are under the house as well that I'm no longer using or they're broken. So they're not things I can give away. Although someone will probably come along and take half of it. Or pots, you know, because I buy pots with plants in it for the garden and put the pots out. But I always put a note on our community group that I've got heaps of pots because there's a lot of people down here who have little market gardens and grow their own stuff and sell it at the local co-op or farmers markets, and they're always after pots. So I do let people know so they can come and grab the pots. Because funny enough, with hard rubbish, not a lot of people go up our street because it's not a very big street. The Serenity. The Serenity. When I get to Dunalley, I'm going to go and see if my friend who has the donut van happens to be open this early. And if she is, I'm going to grab some donuts for my sister. But I've already got my sissy some presents to help her get over, well, not get over, but to help her through her grieving for her little cat Sally. Look at that view, guys. It's like we're in a movie. I bought a little Banksia for her. I have to go over Carlton River now. And if we were going to turn right there, we'd be going into Primrose Sands. I have taken the groovers there before. I wonder what the Primrose was. Did she really like sand? That's a burning question we may never know the answer to. But yeah, I want to do a proper discussion about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. A lot of fun. It, I think with everything that's been going on in the world lately, like this trial has sort of been huggies for my friend. It's my sister. She can plant that in the garden. I've got the same banks, cute little trunks native. Out, and there's a car flying up behind me. Way where there is. Excellent. I'm going to pull over in here. Let this fucker go past. Because I want everyone to appreciate this view. There's a lot of spots in Tassie that make me catch my breath, but this one right now, coming into view, look at it. It's so panoramic view. You're missing out on seeing like Connolly's Marsh, which is a little beach just below, but I hope you get an idea of the sweeping view. I know a lot of you have seen this before because I always point it out, but I just love it. It's just like the most magnificent panoramic view of water, little islands. You don't know me at all. Hello. I can't read chat, guys, if you don't type in caps. Or what am I saying, guys? Just you and Ruth. 2 streams for you in one day. So it's the next day for me. I did 3 yesterday. And I do want to go live later and talk more about the Johnny Depp trial, but from a more of a legal perspective and just the harsh reality of what is coming out in evidence in the courtroom. Last night was heaps of fun because people are pulling his excellent moments of humour out and making little videos and stuff. But and the poo song is gold. But I would like to have a proper chat about it. I don't want to just take the piss. You know, I didn't take the piss out of him or the trial per se, but yesterday was more of a comedic discussion. But we did get to interview Amber Heard, so that was interesting. Thanks, you don't know me. It's just the 2 of you, but yeah, I seriously need to get new glasses. I've bumped getting new glasses to the top of my priority list because even though the colder weather they start to fog up a little bit, I just can't clean them properly now. I think the lenses are completely like exhausted. But I also think I need to go up to a stronger prescription as well. So I think there's a combination of old glasses and old eyes going on here. So yeah, I got Ange a Banksia, and I got her a new mug for, it's very funky. Ange and I both love retro sort of, especially 60s stuff, and she's got this favourite colour that's kind of a mustardy colour. She actually got married. Her second wedding, she wore a mustard coloured dress. She looked amazing in it. And this mug has got that colour on it, and I actually bought two, so that comes to my house. If that becomes her favourite at her place, when she comes to my place, she can have her cups of tea in another identical mug. And I've got her a box of Twinings Australian afternoon tea. We both love it. It's an English tea, as Ruth would know, but they make an Australian afternoon, and it's one of our favourite teas. And I got her a bag of, we've got lollies here called Black Cats, and Sally was a black cat, and they're chocolate-coated ones, and the Black Cats are licorice. So I got a bag of those. And, oh no, that poor van. Shit. You okay? Oh, okay. Oh, you could. Oh, cool. I used to have a van, and I spent more time on the side of the road waiting for roadside assist than actually driving it. And, all right. Well, you didn't eat any. You didn't eat some water or anything. Are you right? Wicked. Okay. Take care. See ya. He was cute. Poor guy. I know that feeling. I've spent a lot of time on the side of the road in vans. It's part of owning them. He's from Melbourne. He had Victorian plates. Um, but you got to stop and check, you know. The car behind me didn't, but they're probably not Tasmanian. It's a very Tassie thing to help people. If my car broke down and I was on the side of the road and we were doing a live, you'd be blown away by how quickly someone will stop and help. It's a lovely thing about this community on this little island that I love. We all look out for each other, as you should. So yeah, a bit of a help out a backpacker in a little van, but luckily he's got a tow truck arriving, and hopefully he has enjoyed his time in Tassie. That doesn't ruin it for him. I've got a car tailgating me, so I definitely, and the road's a bit windy, but I definitely can't read chat right now. But like before, if I can pull over, I will, and let them go past, because I'd rather just, it's a cruisy Sunday drive for me. Go to my sister's. There's no need for rushing. Damn, I couldn't pull it over just there. Does anyone speak Russian? Damn, I could have pulled over there too. I normally like Jeeps, but I mean, I'd never own one because every friend of mine who has one seems to be waiting for it to be fixed a lot. But the one behind me is all sort of hotted up, and it's been made to look bigger, and I like them when they look like Tonka trucks. I don't like them when they look like, oh, it's a long base. That might explain it. But I find it intimidating when I've got a big submobile behind me. I mean, look at the view. Just take your time, Jeep person. All right, I'm going to pull over here. We'll let this Jeep go by. Thank you. I can read chat for a sec. They do sell it. I imagine Twinings would sell it in the UK as well. But yeah, it's whenever Ange comes over and it's like, let's have a cuppa, what would you like? Invariably, she'll say, I'll have an Australian afternoon tea. It's just yummy. It's sort of got a bit of a chocolatey undertone or something. It's very smooth and it's not too strong. It's not strong like an Earl Grey or an English breakfast. I love Irish breakfast too. That's another Twinings I love. Oh, good morning to you, lovely Deb. Just a little road trip to Murdunna. I'm taking a little care package down to my sissy. I was talking about what I got her. I also got her, in addition to the Banksia, the black cat lollies in memory of Sally, who's a black cat, a mug, some Australian afternoon tea. I also got her a little ceramic cat that I'm going to have it sort of hanging off the Banksia so she can keep it with the tree so she knows it's Sally's native on the property. And I made a batch of passion fruit curd. I was going to give her a heap more passion fruit because we both absolutely love it. And as kids, Mum would put it in our lunch boxes and just cut it in half and put a little teaspoon in there and you'd just scoop out the pulp. We had a very healthy passion fruit vine at our place growing up. But I tried making passion fruit curd the other day and it was so fucking good, if I do say so myself. So I made another batch. I took a batch over to my neighbour the other night when we had Friday night drinks, and then I made another batch yesterday. And I keep thinking I should make it on my channel because it's such a good recipe. We're just arriving in the lovely township of Dunalley. That dude just waved at me. I don't know why. I don't know him. I don't think the donuts will be out yet, but we'll just... Actually, I'm not going to worry about the donuts. We've got plenty of other things. I'm sure she'll have something for us to have with our cup of tea. A cup of tea. So, yeah, there's a big jar of passion fruit curd for her as well, which I had it with some yogurt and granola and fresh fruit yesterday for breakfast. Weirdly, so did my neighbour. We both had coconut yogurt. Mine was homemade, though. She was like, you can make yogurt? I thought you just get yogurt at the shop. But I'm not going to do it on my channel because at the moment in Tasmania, and possibly in other parts of the country, if not the world, passion fruits are selling for $1.30 each. And when you literally get 3, maybe 4 teaspoons of passion fruit pulp, and this recipe, because I double it, I need a cup of pulp, you'd have to spend like $60 to get that much pulp. And even if you halve the recipe, you've still got to spend $30 just on the passion fruit. Plus doubling the recipe, you need 8 eggs. So it's quite a luxurious treat. And the things I like to cook on my channel are things that are really yummy, not a lot of ingredients, and accessible, affordable ingredients. $1.30. prefer passion fruit. Um, but the reason I'm making passion fruit pulp batches is I've got a passion fruit vine that I haven't, my neighbour has a passion fruit vine that a couple of years ago got long enough to trail it over my fence as well. She's like, do you mind if I trail my passion fruit vine over your fence? I'm like, as long as I get the fruit, go for it. And I didn't say that. I was like, yeah, go for it. And I was happy to give her the passion fruit, but it's absolutely covered in them still on both sides. Because I said to Jude, seriously, like I've got probably $200 worth of passion fruit, thanks to you. And she's like, no, I've got probably $1,000 worth on my side. And then my friends, the Andes, years ago, we give each other plants a lot, and I gave them a passion fruit for Christmas a few years ago, probably 5 years ago. And they had this exposed, ugly Besser brick wall in their backyard. It was their neighbour's garage. So they planted it there, and of course, it's in full sun, and they've trailed it up this wall and completely covered up the wall. But they've got a massive crop too. So when they came down for Sunday lunch at Easter Sunday, my bag of Easter eggs was a big bag of passion fruit. So spoiled. But you can take the pulp out and freeze them in like ice cube trays. And then when they're frozen, you can do little baggies of them, little Ziploc bags for when you want to make pulp. Now, I think the reception starts to get really shitty soon. Check out this Tasmanian. Oh, you may not have seen it, but there's those yellow animal signs that we have everywhere letting us know there's wild. On this drive down to my sister's Devils, and someone got a stencil and gave them all wings, like bat wings. And it cracks me up. Had a bit of excitement earlier, Deb, but there was a dude in a van broken down on the side of the road. I slowed down and just checked that he was okay, and he's got a tow truck on the way. So, and I asked him if he needed water, and he said he had 5 litres. So, he'll be right. You're here. There's even more of you here now. Why, thank you. Was he hot? He was cute. The reception's dropping in and out, unfortunately. But I'm in Murdunna. I've just stopped at the little um, shop. I'm in a